Chapter 5. Name and Description of Hell. At this time, Bodhisattva Samantabhadra asks Bodhisattva Kṣitigarbha, Compassionate Holy One, please explain the world of Soha and the karmic consequences suffered by beings in the hells in detail, including the names of the hells and the nature of their negative karmic repercussions. This information will help beings in the Dharma-ending age of the future understand these consequences, instilling fear in their hearts and preventing them from engaging in further negative actions. Bodhisattva Kṣitigarbha responds, Compassionate Holy One, by the power of the Buddha's majestic influence and your benevolent vows, I will briefly describe the names of the hells and the situations of karmic retribution and negative consequences. Compassionate Holy One, to the east of the continent of Jambudvipa, there is a mountain called the Iron Enclosure. This mountain is perpetually dark and deep, untouched by the light of the sun and moon. Within this mountain, there is a great hell named Uninterrupted. There are other hells as well, such as Great Avachi, for corners, flying knives, rocket fire, clasping mountains, piercing spears, iron chariots, iron beds, iron oxen, iron clothing, 1,000 blades, iron mules, melting bronze, embracing pillars, flowing fire, plowing tongues, filing heads, burning feet, devouring eyes, iron marbles, contentious arguments, and iron wrath. Bodhisattva Kṣitigarbha continued, Compassionate Holy One, within the confines of Iron Enclosure Mountain, there are countless hells, their numbers extending into infinity. There are hells known as the Yelling Hell, Tongue-Pulling Hell, Filth and Urine Hell, Copper Chain Hell, Fire Elephant Hell, Fire Dog Hell, Fire Horse Hell, Fire Ox Hell, Fire Mountain Hell, Fire Stone Hell, Fire Bed Hell, Fire Beam Hell, Fire Eagle Hell, Sawtooth Hell, Skin Stripping Hell, Blood Drinking Hell, Burning Hands Hell, Burning Feet Hell, Thorny Hell, Firehouse Hell, Iron House Hell, Fire Wolf Hell, and many more. Among these hells, there are various smaller hells, some with 1, 2, 3, or 4 components, and even others with hundreds or thousands of smaller hells, each with its unique name. Bodhisattva Kṣitigarbha continued to tell Bodhisattva Samantabhadra, Compassionate Holy One, these hells manifest as a result of the evil actions committed by beings in the southern part of Jambudvipa. The karmic force is inconceivably immense, surpassing the height of Mount Sumeru and the depth of the great ocean. It obstructs beings from cultivating virtuous paths and the path of enlightenment, keeping them perpetually ensnared in the cycle of karmic existence. Therefore, all beings should not underestimate even the smallest wrongdoings, thinking they are insignificant or without consequence. It is crucial to understand that all karmic actions will have consequences after death, no matter how minute. Even the closest relationships, like that of parent and child, will be separated on the path of the afterlife based on individual karmic forces. Even if one happens to encounter another, they will be strangers, let alone sharing each other's. Suffering. I, now under the divine power of the Buddha, will briefly describe the specific consequences of sinful actions in hell. Please, Compassionate Holy One, listen to me once more. Bodhisattva Samantabhadra responded, I already know about the suffering of the 3 evil paths caused by sinful karma. However, please go ahead and speak. The main purpose is to make the future beings in the Dharma-ending age, who engage in wrongdoing, aware of the real existence of cause and effect repercussions. Through this awareness, they may develop the aspiration to take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, and permanently abandon the path of evil. Bodhisattva Kṣitigarbha continued, Compassionate Holy One, the retribution in the hells can be summarized as follows. In some hells, the tongues of sinners are pulled out, and oxen plow over them. In others, the hearts of sinners are excavated, and yakshas devour them. There are hells with enormous iron cauldrons filled with boiling water, where sinners are immersed. Some hells have hollow copper pillars with raging fires inside, and sinners are forced to embrace these red-hot pillars. In yet other hells, fire surrounds sinners from all directions, with intensified flames chasing and burning them. there are hells with perpetual icy landscapes or foul-smelling excrement-filled terrains. In the air, sharp iron spikes fly around, piercing sinners deeply. Flaming iron spears also soar through the air, relentlessly stabbing sinners. Suddenly, large iron spikes emerge from the ground or surroundings, striking sinners' chests or backs. The ground is covered with red-hot iron plates, leaving sinners with no place to escape, while yakshas and demons seize their hands and thrust them into the raging fires. Iron snakes coil and entwine around sinners' necks, strangling them to death. Iron dogs run rampant, chasing, biting, and trampling sinners. Similarly, iron mules pursue and attack sinners. Compassionate Holy One, these are just a brief overview of the retributions in the hells. If we were to delve into each major hell and the countless small hells within them, each hell would have hundreds or thousands of instruments of torture for expiating karma. Regardless of the variety, these instruments are all composed of four materials: copper, iron, stone, and fire. There are no other materials; these four correspond to the evil intentions in beings' hearts, as they are purely mind-made. To describe in detail the various sufferings and instruments of punishment in every major and minor hell is an exhaustive task. I am now blessed with the power of the Buddha and prompted by your compassionate inquiry to briefly introduce the aforementioned situations. To cover every hell and the specific sufferings endured in each would be an endless endeavor, even if we were to add up the time of countless eons.